Dato, I studied in Sarawak. I spent about 5 years there.
Oh, I see. Yeah.
Yes, and because of my time there, I also traveled a lot to Sabah. So I saw the entire Sabah and Sarawak. I love it. And I will always say this, Sabah and Sarawak is a different country.
So I don't need to introduce you to our customs and culture. You know it very well from experience.
I love it.
Yeah.
I mean, the people, it's just a different place. Different place. From the moment I landed, so I was like, wow, this is not Malaysia. This is different. But, I've always had this question in my mind. When I go there and I see the Sabahans' approach to community, people, interracial relationships and all that, why is Sabah and Sarawak so different from Peninsula when it comes to the entire element of community?
That's a very good question, but it's also a very difficult question to answer because people expect one answer from me or one formula, which is quite hard to pinpoint down to one specific reason or why we are like that. I think I would like to say that we come from different background, cultures, customs, and all that, and we are very much a melting pot, much more than Peninsula Malaysia. 3 races, Malay, Chinese, and Indian.
Yeah.
We have about 50 ethnic race and 200 sub-ethnic race. I lost count of it. But basically, the appreciation of different race and culture started years back in history. If people read the history of the Sulu sultans and all that. Unfortunately, when you talk about history of Malaysia today, it's more the history of Malacca Sultanate and so on.
Correct.
But Borneo is interesting because we're surrounded by bigger nations, Philippines, Indonesia, and Brunei, of course. Okay, so there's a lot of commonality in our customs culture in terms of language, customs, and so on. Malay culture, basically. Malay culture, I'm not saying Malay culture, Peninsula, right? That's that region.
Yeah, the Malay archipelago.
So and intermarriages has helped us a lot. We are so much intermarried, and I lost count about how many intermarriages in my friend circles, but I see that
even in your family as well.
In my family,
you mentioned in the book, yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
So that's how. For example, I'll tell you frankly, my mother was a Roman Catholic, and when she married my father, of course, she had to convert. So in a house, my mother said, when you lose things, don't forget to pray to Saint Anthony, and he'll find the keys for you, or whatever your telephone. So for us, it's it's no brainer to speak like that. Well, I met a Grab driver yesterday who was the former education director from here. He's an Indian guy, but he said he loves Sabah and Sarawak, and especially Sabah. I said, why? He said, well, you go to a restaurant and all that, you see a lady in tudong in a Chinese restaurant serving and all that. It may be a no-no here, right?
Definitely.
But today it's just nothing. Nobody batted an eyelid.
Yeah.
It's the normal thing.
Yeah. Because I remember when I went to Sabah, my first visit, I went to Labuan, if I'm not mistaken. And this was back in my uni days. And my friends and I, so we went to this, we started our night at a dangduk bar, right? Which was an experience because the way they dance, I tried it. I couldn't dance at all like that. I have hips made out of wood. Sorry. And then after that, we went to this restaurant, which in the day is a Chinese restaurant. At night, they have a nasi campur, which is the Malay nasi campur. And then we went to another bar. Again, this is when in my youth, so I had all the stamina to do this. Went to another bar, and there was this tudong lady serving us beer.
Yeah.
But she wasn't drinking it. She was just sitting at the bar and working there.
Yes.
And we were so amazed because this would never happen in this side of the world, right? But Sabah, they have such an openness to this.
Yeah.
And then I also spent 1 week with the Lumbaung tribe. I stayed with them, and the culture is just so. It's different. Like they are so welcoming. They're so community based. It's beautiful. Yeah. I wish we on this side will somehow find our way back to that if we can.
Yeah, you can go to a wedding if you're invited by say kadazans and all that. They have two. They have one table with two separate sections. There's no barrier at all, right? So they will always joke, "Hey, this one you cannot eat, that one you can." But they're side by side. And you share the same plate, utensils, and all that. But here, of course, it's a no-no.
No, yeah, it's very strict.